Okay, so here I am in the Bendix King KI 209 installation manual, and we are going to install a couple pins. And the type of pin we're installing are these Burndy sockets. So the Burndy sockets look like this. They've got two little wings that hold them in place. And this is the connector that it's used on, that gets used with. So I just have the connector body. I don't have the outer portion, the hood constraints or restraints. All right, so the tool for this job is this particular tool. In our toolbox, this one is made by Sargent Tools. And there's a couple of things about installing these that we need to note. Number one is that we have two little tabs, one here on the inner portion, and those two little tabs are going to contact the wire, and this one here is going to give strain relief by gripping the insulation on the wire. So when we strip our wire, we want to strip it so that its insulation is going to be stripped right back to about where my fingernail is. And then that's going to allow the wires to be, the strands to be grabbed by those little tabs there. So I'm just going to kind of take a rough estimate about how much I should take off. Now the book itself does give you dimension. It's 5/32, but what's 5/32? You got to measure that somehow. So I just kind of take an estimate. Now this is 22 gauge wire, but I'm finding these strippers just aren't able to strip the wires properly with the 22 setting, so I'm just using the 20. Okay, so that's the way I want that wire to sit in there, is about like that. Now this tool has it has different settings on it, so we're going to use the 22. We're using 22 gauge wire, so we're going to use 24 to 22. We're going to be using that one. It also has a little metal springy bit here for crimping. That's this thing here that I'm pushing down. That's the stopper. That's going to stop the wire from going on too far. So what we want to do with this one is we want to put it on there, and we want to set it so that it's this way, and that stopper can do its job and stop the wire. Now there's another problem with these particular ones, is that they seem to come, and this is just spread too far to do it properly. If you just stick them in directly, it won't work. It won't squeeze them. So you just gotta direct these little tabs. Make sure the back one's make sure they're getting in the right direction. All right, so that's gonna go on there. I've got my little stopper placed in the right location, and then I can start pushing the wire up into location. I like to put things in the crimper first and just get them roughly where they need to be, so that now I can stick my wire in there. Make sure I get it in there up to the stopper. Crimp it all the way. Of course, it's a aviation crimper, so it goes all the way before it stops. And I know that I did this right because I can see just a few strands sticking out past this strand crimp portion, and my insulation extends to the end of the insulation crimp portion. So that's perfect. That's the way I want it. Now I got to get this into the connector. Here's my connector. It goes in from the back on these guys, so it slides in from the back and clicks into place. Okay, now to get it out, you need a special tool, which is this one. Now it tells you to use this particular one. This one works, and it's super easy to get the pins out because this guy has a little pusher. It retracts inside and pushes the pin out. So all you gotta do is go onto it, and so when this guy goes over the top and pushes those little tabs in, and then pops the pin out. So it pushes the tabs and pops the pin out. There you go. Burndy pins. Or Burndy.